Hey guys, so I was watching a video from Swell Entertainment about the streaming platform Quibi. If you want to go check out her video, it's a really great recap of what's gone on with Quibi so far and her opinions. But it sort of inspired me to do a video here where we talk about the economics of Quibi, because I just, like, being part of the startup world myself, like, I don't understand what's going on with Quibi. I just kind of know it's not great. So if you're curious about the business and economics of Quibi, I'm going to try to reverse engineer some of that in this video. Quibi's known for kind of three different things, or I'd say there's three different things that have happened that have gotten a lot of interest from people. The first thing that got a lot of attention was they raised $1 billion for this app, which is a lot of money. Then we started hearing about the content they were creating, and they spent a lot of money producing short form videos with A-list celebrities. And the third thing that they got attention for, which I think is actually the thing that drove the most attention to the platform, is around 6 months ago, they did a huge marketing push. I would estimate they spent 30 to 40% of what they raised in their fundraising purely on marketing. And everyone was seeing Quibi on all of the advertising platforms, it felt like, for a few months. Probably hundreds of millions of dollars were spent to do that huge marketing push. And now we're at a stage where we're seeing, what did all of this preamble actually get them? All right, let's see what we can find. By the way, in my last video, I had some white flakes on my shoulder, and I realized that when I was editing. It's from my headphones. They're getting kind of old, and they're starting to flake on like this part. So yeah, if that happens again, it's not dandruff. All right. So the first thing I want to do is learn about Quibi's investment, because I feel like that's where it all started. According to Crunchbase, Quibi has raised $1.8 billion to date. The timeline that happened in, we can only see the last two rounds. Those were majority of the investment. So one round of $1 billion in 2018, so roughly 2 years ago, and another round in March of 2020 for $750 million. We don't know the valuation of the company at this time and why they took another $750 million. If I had to guess, it looks like it's some sort of bridge round of investment. They thought the billion would be enough, and then they ended up needing almost another billion. Crazy numbers. It's just crazy to say that. So here's the list of all the investors. Walt Disney is on here, as well as Sony Pictures, Alibaba, and Time Warner. Wow, these are big heavy hitter entertainment investors. So that makes a little bit of sense how they got so much money. Quibi is an over-the-top American short-form streaming platform that generates content for viewing on mobile devices. It was founded in 2018, and if you didn't know this, Quibi's main content is 10-minute episodes, highly produced, and Quibi stands for Quick Bites. According to The Verge, on May 11th, 2020, Quibi currently has about 3.5 million app downloads and 1.3 million active users. So there's a show that's executive produced by Jennifer Lopez. It has Kristen Bell, Nick Jonas, Tracy Morgan, Aaron Rodgers. Kevin Hart. Oh yeah, there was also a revamped series of Punk'd with Chance the Rapper. You can see there's a decent amount of original content being produced. Everything that I've shown so far, outside of the fact that $2 billion in investment is an insane... So everything we've seen so far, outside of the scale that $2 billion in investment, almost $2 billion, is an insane amount of money to pump into a company before they even launched their product. They gave a free trial. No one seems to be talking about it. No one seems to care about the content. All of this stuff that we're looking at, that's all this A-list talent, I don't hear anyone actually talking about these shows. I don't think it's resonating with people. So this TechCrunch article has a couple of interesting thoughts in it. First of all, the CTO makes mention of the fact that they did not have an MVP, also known as a minimum viable product. They're saying that their product had to be completely polished from day one. Huge risk to do it that way. It doesn't elaborate as to why they felt they couldn't do an MVP, but I think they're paying for it now. And then the other thing is it speaks to the excuses that they've made for Quibi not being successful during quarantine, and that is that the app is designed for a young, on-the-go audience, and everyone is staying at home right now. And clearly, there is no reason to think that anyone else is consuming any other type of short-form content while they're at home. Ironically, Quibi spent a lot of money trying to create content that would entertain us and could entertain us during a quarantine period. But as a result, the only entertaining thing that they've created is them burning billions of dollars in front of us for us to watch. So here's something I found that's really interesting about the economics of Quibi. I can't really reverse engineer exactly how this all fits together, but Quibi costs $5 a month for the ad-supported version and $8 a month for the ad-free version. And then on top of that, they backsold, or sold ahead, I should say, $150 million in ad spots to major brands, Procter & Gamble, Pepsi, Walmart. So they did end up closing that ad revenue, it seems like prior to launch, or in the first year. We're still in the first year, so they still have to make good on that advertising. Problem is, even if they can take that 150 million and walk, that's still only like, what, 2% of all of the money they've spent just to launch the 1.8 billion. And those are contracts that they're not now going to be able to renew or grow at all because they don't have eyeballs. Quibi originally signed up 900,000 users for the free trial, and 8% then converted into customers, 72,000 users. So let's see if we can get some math done here. Here is the breakdown: 72 monthly active users, 80% of those, assuming, are on the ad-supported $4.99 a month subscription, which equals just over $250,000 in revenue every month. And then the same equation for the ad-free, but only at 20% of these users paying the $7.99. And that works out to be another $100 and change thousand a year, so or a month rather. So the total monthly rev is going to be $400,000, which isn't bad, except for it's a small portion of their investment. First of all, we have to account for churn. I don't see these numbers growing anytime soon. And they still have all of their expenses. This is not profit. It's not $400,000 in profit a month. If it was $400,000 in profit a month, that might justify all the investment that they got. But in all likelihood, they're spending more than $400,000 still right now per month to just stay alive, which means they're still burning cash, which means they'll need more investment, or they will need to sell or shut down. Or cut. They could do major cuts and get under their spend and maybe get ahead of this whole thing, but at that point, isn't it just better to just cut it off rather than die slowly on the vine? It's this number. Like, I can't get over that. Maybe I'll be proven wrong, and if I am, or if you think that I'm wrong about this being concerning and taking a $1.8 billion without ever releasing an MVP, and just generally, like, intuitively, we have a platform already for quick 10-minute videos. It's called YouTube. This is where you go down to the comments and tell me that I'm wrong. Shout out to Swell Entertainment. Go check out her channel. She, I think around this time last year, or maybe a year prior to that, was a small channel just like mine, and her channel has really hockey stick. She clearly in this video for Quibi did incredibly well, but in general, I've watched over the past year or two, watched her channel really take off. So hats off to Swell Entertainment. Go check her out, hit her up with a subscribe, and leave comments. I mean, if I got stuff wrong in this video, if you have your own opinions or have used Quibi or want a video like this but for a different company, let me know. Let me know how cute Kuno is, at the very least. And hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel too. All right, I'll see you all in the next video.